Morning, rise and shine. It is Green Nurse Michelle and Sherry time. Welcome to the Green Nurse Podcast, where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing so you guys can all start your day off in the most amazing way. But first, I'm going to give you all a little secret of what's going on in the Green Nurse Holistic Caring world. And here we go.
Help me change the paradigm of healthcare.
The Green Nurse is a holistic cannabis nurse that teaches on the endocannabinoid system and the safe utilization of cannabis and other progressive tools to help people reach a better quality of life.
I'm the founder of Holistic Caring. We're based here in California, and we do educational programs and case management for patients on how to use cannabis therapeutically as a medicine.
We're also here to decrease stigma around what it means to feel good and be high, hence the H for hope, I for inspiration, G for growth, and H for healing.
As the founder of Holistic Caring, I basically oversee the whole ship, and what we're doing is progressive education.
Cannabis actually supports all 11 organ systems, our immune system, and all the neurotransmitter signaling systems that give messages to tell our body to either do something or not do something. Because the plant was prohibited, it prevented health professionals, doctors and nurses from learning about cannabis as medicine.
I want to change the paradigm of healthcare and us paving the way into a new vanguard of medicine. And I'm excited to really bring this into light. There's a company called Canum that we're merging with, and we will now be doing global education.
It's about education, it's about empowerment, it's about teaching people how to feel good, bridging the gap from what they're not getting from traditional medicine, utilizing different plant medicines, adaptogens, tips, tricks, hugs, and nugs of information to support and nourish the most important system in our body.
And it's a lot of soul work, a lot of love, a lot of discipline, and meditation. I'm using my life work as a testimony to others to learn how they can be their own hero and then go help heal the world.
And we are, as nurses, the game changers.
Oh, whoa. Remove that for now. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. So rise and shine, y'all. Really, it is about growing in health and growing in cannabis. So cannabis allowed me to grow my health in a way where I am now literally, truly living the best version of myself because I'm able to utilize tools that I never learned about. So welcome to the show. I'm really grateful that I have Green Nurse Michelle Morris in the house. So Michelle, for all of our new viewers, and there's people that are tuning in from all over the world because we are providing that progressive education and we are really here to decrease stigma. And we're changing the paradigm of how we take care of patients in the conventional system. So you are still in the conventional system. So welcome, Michelle Morris. Let everyone know who you are and say hello.
Yeah, so I have one foot still in the conventional system and one foot here as a green nurse. And I'm still at the bedside. But what happened is I actually really grew myself and healed myself with cannabis and could not help but share it as a nurse with anyone that would listen about this amazing modality. So I like to pair cannabis with patients and also customers. With the CBD sales that I share, just to get as many tools in our toolboxes as we can to keep ourselves healthy and happy. And this plant has certainly helped me live my best life. I am on the road in the right direction, finally.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, after all these years, the endocannabinoid system was discovered in 1988, and I was just graduating from college, which is just very interesting. And it's something that I never learned about. And I said it right in that video that we just saw. You know, we were prohibited from, as health professionals, from learning about this. And it's just a shame because I know for a fact there's so many patients, including myself, that
Mm,
probably wouldn't have suffered so
yeah,
much if someone had mentioned to them, before it was at the end of the rope, before they were circling the drain of despair,
right.
mentioned to them, have you ever thought that you might have an endocannabinoid deficiency? How cool would that be? Right? To address the endocannabinoid system first before we start poking around at different things, right? Because we do know that the endocannabinoid system is the most important system. And every single thing that we do or don't do in our lives affects that very important
Yeah.
system. So tell us all what you're doing in the conventional system, because you are doing some really, really exciting things. And I know for a fact, because of your passion for the plant and what you do and what you've seen out in the community with all the work that you do, I know you're going to be able to get it in there somehow. You're going to be able to
Yeah. So
squeak that oil right in.
I'm in a transitional phase. I've done lots of things in my career. I've done med surg nurse, floor nursing. I've done surgical ICU nursing. I've done some interventional pain management nursing, and then I did um, pre and post surgical nursing for about 20 years. And now I'm shifting back into pain management, which is my love. And I've been a pain patient, so I couldn't be in a better place. And I cannot wait to touch every single patient and teach them about the endocannabinoid system. I cannot wait. It's so needed.
It is so needed. And I too am a pain management patient. I actually do have a pain management team. And the only thing I need to utilize now from them is I get trigger point injections.
Mm.
Right. And so, a lot of people will be like, well, if you're just on cannabis, why do you need all that other stuff? Well, you do need all the other stuff because it pairs really nicely together. I have found it's really interesting through science and through learning about what these trigger point injections do. You can either do it with steroids, you can do dry needling.
Yeah.
And the really interesting thing is what I found is it resets my central nervous system.
Mhm.
That needle that goes in there, he's like,
Mhm.
right? And it just releases that muscle and opens up another channel. I look at it as trigger point injections as acupuncture all throughout my neck and back. So yeah, so that this will be really great too, to be able to talk about different pain management modalities over the course of the next couple of weeks,
Mhm.
and how we do and how we can pair cannabinoids to that, to make it
Absolutely.
work even better. All right. So what do we got? Oh, what do we got going on here? We got our little morning, rise and shine love. So I'm here at Green Nurse Denise's house.
Mhm.
We were up at the lake house, Green Nurse Energized Living Lake House, over the weekend. And so we headed back yesterday and just decided to camp out at the house here. So I'm broadcasting live from her house. Thank you so much, Denise. And what I love too is she helped me to start the morning off the energized living way. So we had a very, very active weekend, no lie. And I wake up very, very active weekend. And so woke up today just feeling a little bit crunchy. So, she brought in, so this is just great. She's showing me, inviting me into her world as to how she loves and supports her mental, emotional, spiritual self. So she came in all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed with a beautiful cup of hot water that had some essential oils in it. I think it had some peppermint and it's a little bit of basil. And it was just really, really nice just to get that aromatherapy, to open up my eyes, get moving. And then we engaged to put some beautiful music on, this beautiful, very soft, gentle flowing music. And we did a hang, right? We did what do you call it? The ragdoll hang that you utilize in yoga, but we combined breath work with it. So we had music. Got into a deep meditative state. I was doing breath work. Prior to that, forgot to mention, I did a little puff, a little dabble, just a little dab. And then we engaged. So it was hot water. It was hugs from Denise. It was a big smile from Denise. And then it was a little dabble, then the beautiful music, the hang, the movement, and then the breath work. And that took us 20 minutes to get all of that done. And it was great. It was a great way to start off the day. So the other thing that we do in the morning is we like to pull, sometimes we like to pull cards, sometimes we like to go into our favorite spiritual books. Sometimes we just like to pull it out of our heads. So I came down this morning to the studio that we set up yesterday, and I found this little card that I pulled from yesterday. And this was just sitting right on the table here. And the card says, "Kindness is a gift I bestow upon the world." Kindness is a gift. So let's look at this as my third eye today, right? So here I put it on my third eye. And I want you all to remember, kindness is a gift that you bestow upon the world when you are kind to yourself first.
Right.
All right. So there you go. What do you have to say about kindness, Michelle?
That's the trick is whatever you're going to put out to the world, you've got to give it to yourself first.
Yeah. 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 Got to give it to yourself first. So here we are, rise and shine. And then we bring these hugs and nugs. It is Terpene Tuesday, Tidbit Tuesday. And today we're going to talk about a terpene that we haven't talked about in a while. It was probably way over the winter, but we do have a lot of new people that are joining us. So first, I'm going to tell y'all what terpenes are. So terpenes are these organic compounds that produce smells and tastes, and they're found in cannabis, essential oils, plants, trees, and food. And so in cannabis plant, the terpenes help ward off attacks from animals, insects, fungus, usually during the growth cycle of the plant. So when the cannabis plant goes through the curation process at the end, when it comes time for cultivation, harvesting, the terpenes become oxidized, resulting in what we know as terpenoids. So that, the plant starts to grow, it evolves, it shifts. You have these resinous glands that are producing these different cannabinoids, these terpenes that are starting to mature. And as the end of the growth cycle, right before harvest, right, they become oxidized. So oxidized means oxygen hits them. And then they convert and shift and make these amazing terpenoids. So terpenes contribute to the entourage effect, and they do have their own healing properties. And the entourage effect states that utilizing cannabinoids and terpenes together produces a more potent medicinal effect rather than just using the isolated compounds alone. So to summarize that up, the whole of the plant is greater than its individual parts. And that is actually what we're finding out too, as I plug our community here, banners, plug. The whole of the community is greater than its individual parts. So this is why we've built a community offline, right? Private community, uncensored, for patients and providers. So that's the part that's great. And it's not just nurses. So it's for all professionals across the continuum that want to learn and how to educate on the endocannabinoid system. So that's the entourage effect, bringing more people into the network to educate on this most misunderstood plant in the world. So getting back to terpenes, Green Nurse Michelle, do you have my detailed nerdy notes in front of you?
Thank you so
Good. All right.
making nerdy notes.
I know, right? Well, they're fun. I love it.
So I'm learning with everyone because I didn't catch the first show about Delta-3 Karen. So I'm learning with all of you.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'll be honest too, really quickly. I'll be honest. I didn't know about Delta-3 carrying until the wintertime when I looked it up in Canakeys. I was like, ooh, what other kind of terpenes can we talk about this
There's
week?
so much in Canakeys to learn.
Yes. Right.
Totally.
And so much
Okay.
information. Yeah. So what do we got for Delta-3 carrying as we dive in?
So it's a bicyclic monoterpene.
Yeah.
Carrying occurs naturally as a component, in turpentine with content of Delta-3 Karen as high as 42%, depending on the source.
Right.
But it's also found in cannabis, essential oils, and other plants. Okay, this is cool, including rosemary, basil, bell peppers, cedar, and pine.
There we go.
So in your essential oil tea this morning, you actually got
I did.
you got some of this in your basil. Used as a flavoring agent in food and used in cosmetics and perfumes. The aroma smells and resembles like cypress trees and an earthy cedar-like scent, and also possesses like a citrusy, like lemony type flavor. Therapeutic potential includes boosting bone health for those with osteoporosis, osteoarthritis, and other bone diseases. That's amazing.
And I think, yeah, I think it's just really cool. So you think about, how does it work on the bone, right? So we talk about mineralization, right? So what it does is it increases the incorporation of calcium into our bones.
Mhm.
So we actually absorb it into our bones, which actually improves overall bone health. So what I love is that these bone strengthening properties, which make delta 3 carrying a potential treatment for osteoporosis. And
Mhm.
that is something that a lot of women, develop over time. And how cool is it that cannabinoids and terpenes can help to slow that process down and help to rebuild bone growth? I think it's really, really important.
Yeah, that's
And I,
super.
and I know for me, I'm really excited because when I found out that I had osteoporosis in my hip and my spine, it kind of makes you a little bit nervous. It's like, holy schmoly, maybe I shouldn't be roller skating as much.
Nah.
you know? So yeah. So what
Emotions stay
about some of
emotion.
right, motion is the lotion, right? I got maybe I'll get a walker with wheels in
Oh,
my
stop.
roller skate, go down the highway with that. Anyways, on the sidewalk.
Uh,
Yeah, well, you figure me and roller skates, I'm 6'4". Think about that. That's huge. Can you just
Walking
imagine?
you down,
I
Sherry.
don't know. I laugh at myself anyways. So here we go.
All right.
Get
So,
back into terpenes and what delta 3 carrying can do. So here we
right.
go.
So,
We're getting into brain health.
yep. So we left off. It also promotes neurogeneration and neuroprotection and
Mhm.
increases focus. Who doesn't need more focus?
We do,
So
right?
this results in improved memory, including increased recall and better overall cognitive function, making this terpene potentially effective as part of the treatment regimens. Forget this: dementia, including Alzheimer's and Parkinson's.
There you go. Love
Wow.
it. And then this also too has an amazing anti-inflammatory
Mhm.
effect that can relieve pain associated with arthritis and fibromyalgia, can also help to decrease swelling and edema, which
Yeah.
I really like too, is, I mean, I was drinking it this morning, getting that not even knowing it, that it basal at delta 3
Yeah.
carrying, and I was like, "Oh,
Lubricate
wow,
everything a
isn't
little
that
bit.
cool?" Yeah, anything helps. So what are the other traits? This is a really
Right.
cool one too.
So yeah, so this it actually has the ability to dry out excess body fluids like tears, mucus, and sweat, and even menstrual blood.
Right.
So the drying behavior also makes delta 3 carrying useful as an antihistamine
Yeah.
and for wellness products intending to curb mucus production.
Yes.
So
Right.
this is a terpene good if you have a runny nose.
Mhm.
And it's most likely the culprit behind the dry throat you sometimes get after smoking weed,
Right. So here you
right?
go. So that might make sense. You think about, and if you get dry throat, it also might stimulate you coughing, right?
Mhm.
So,
So for
and then when I
some things that are a side effect are actually a benefit for other conditions
yeah,
like
yeah.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. And here it
Yeah.
is too. Yeah. So strains. So there is, as we know, strains are kind of a name that's becoming outdated, but I
Mhm.
actually, I'm not going to lie, I like the strain names and looking at them because this is more along the lines for me when it comes to inhalation.
Mm.
So when I'm looking at different products, if it's not inhalation, I look at cannabinoid profiles. I look at ratio of THC to CBD to the other cannabinoids. I look at terpene profiles pretty much. And depending upon what it is that might determine how I'm going to take that product. But when it comes to inhalation, right, I do look at different things and I want to know if I'm like, oh gosh, I can't decide, and I don't have time to look in the detail. I know that the company carries tested products. But oftentimes I'll go straight to something that I know if it's a sativa, indica, or hybrid. And and this is like it's evolving over time. We're going to see these things shift. And the part that I like too about strains is it kind of makes me giggle. It makes me laugh because people made these names up dependent upon how they felt and what was going on in their body. So some of the strains with Delta 3 carrying include Arjan's Ultra Haze number 2, Super Silver Haze, SSH, Super Lemon Haze, Lemon Shining Silver Haze, and Skunk XL. So when I look at all the hazes, I think of more of a sativa, more uplifting, right?
Mm.
Which is interesting. And so then when I look here even more, like look back, is if it does create a cough, right? Here's the reason why it might be a little bit bronchodilator, opening up the airways, right? And you get more of that clear headed
Mhm.
because you're improving oxygen exchange. That's just what my influence is on this particular terpene. So we know that cannabinoids have and terpenes together do have so much more of a therapeutic potential, and we do have so much more to learn. And the whole point of talking about Terpene Tuesday is just to make you aware that the plant does have so many different components, and also to make you aware that it's not about you going out and buying that particular terpene. It's about you being aware of different micronutrients that may contain this particular terpene that can improve your overall health and wellness. We know that diet is essential. Everything that we put in our body affects the endocannabinoid system. And what a cool way to know that you can get these various terpenes through different things that we eat.
Yep.
So, yeah. What else you got on terpenes for me? Green Nurse Michelle, anything good? Let's
Just
talk about your company really quick. Your
yeah.
company has little terpenes that
Well,
they're
that's the first thing I was thinking of is, yes, absolutely, there are terpenes in the cannabis plant, but there's the company I share is called Green Compass, and we actually have products that take the terpenes from the hemp plant and
yeah,
actually separate them so that
yeah,
we can put them in a blend, a specific blend to focus on an issue, and then you can take that blend with your CBD
right.
in the morning.
And this
So
is the
I'm
part that's
a
so
huge
cool.
believer
This is
in
the part.
terpenes.
Yeah. So, well, this is the part that I really cool is because it's science. So your company has taken it, pulled the plant apart,
Yep,
put these plant terpenes in an oil in a way that the concentration is appropriate for microdosing,
yep,
right? So adding. So this is really good too for people that are new to cannabis and new to cannabinoids and new to the entourage effect and kind of getting those hugs and nugs and okay, I'm going to try this one terpene. Oh, this is good. All right, I can
not
do
so
this.
scary.
Right? It's not so scary
Yep,
anymore. And so then you can add the CBD. So there's so many different
mhm,
ways to use the plant. And I just think this is a really good way to introduce it to people too that are really scared because terpenes are found in other fruits, vegetables, and essential
right,
oils.
right.
Yeah. So what is your favorite combination of that you use?
Right now, so there's several different ones. I really like the metabolism focused one.
There you
It
go.
helps, it just helps kind of curb those crazy cravings if you're trying to slim down a little bit. Um,
Nice.
without having to change my diet, it literally just helps me just not eat just
Not
anything.
eat
Be more
garbage. Yeah.
thoughtful and mindful about what I put in my mouth. That's
There you go.
essentially what it is. And it has a fair amount of grapefruit in it, and I just love grapefruit, so I like the flavor of it.
All right.
There's
That's
other blends
awesome.
also for pain, immune support, sleep, immune boo and the metabolism. Yep.
Nice, nice. This is great. So we've got Eric out here, Brian.
Good
I think it's
morning.
Green Nurse Denise that's out there, and Deanna. And if there's anyone else out there, please say hello. We love you all. We're so happy to have you here. And Michelle is going to put in the community a little bit later the link to Green Compass Global so you guys can
Mhm.
all explore. Because I know it's a
Sure.
big, long-winded. I don't know. Are you able to type in the thing right now or no? Do you
I
have the
don't
capability?
think I can because I
Okay.
didn't,
All right.
create
That's
here.
okay. That's all
I'll
right.
get it in the post.
Yeah, we'll get it in the post. It's a really good opportunity. It's something, that's what I look at it, explore, this is your
It's
opportunity
a
to
unique
explore.
product that I think is great for, like you said, people that are not diving into cannabis yet, but they
Mhm.
feel a comfort zone with using essential oils, so this is a nice bridge.
Yeah, it's a really
Mhm.
nice bridge. And I also too want to invite you all to the Green Nurse Holistic Caring community. We have a community that is off of social media. It's uncensored, it's private. You have access to providers, access to green nurses, access to providers across the globe. We actually have pharmacists in there, massage therapists, acupuncturists, really, really cool chiropractors, pharmacists, a pediatric cannabis pharmacist. How cool is that?
Mm,
Naturopaths. So we want to invite you all into the community, uncensored, like I said, and free
mm,
introductory to cannabis course, book club, patient portal, and support group. all complimentary because we all want you there and we care. Now, the other thing, October is Women's Health Awareness Month and also Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
So Elizabeth Mack, who is the CEO and founder of Holistic Caring, which the Green Nurses are housed, is having a sale on all of her patient programs, self-paced patient programs. And if you're interested in becoming a health coach or a cannabis nurse, or if you're an industry professional and you're interested in coming into the space of learning about how you can incorporate education into what you're already doing, come in. We offer all of these programs and there's a sale, 25% off. So women 25 for health awareness for women and also breast cancer awareness month. So basically, we care. We want you guys to be educated. Come and learn with us. All right, we're going to remove that. And so it is Tuesday, October 5th. We have a great rest of the week. I've got amazing nurses coming on every day because they have a wealth of information, a wealth of knowledge, their experience and what they've done in the conventional system, what they're doing in the community, how they're taking care of patients. And a lot of those things that they're seeing need to be talked about because it's going to help you all. It's really going to help you all. So with that being said, I am going to wrap up the show. And really, you know, what is it right here? Kindness is a gift I bestow upon the world. Cannabis has brought me so much kindness, and now I'm here to bestow that upon the world by providing you all information that can help you. All right, we love you all. Have a fabulous day. Remember what it's all about. It's about living your best life and helping others do the same.